Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you a project I did for Cara Creations. She's on Etsy. She came out with a blue palette kit. It's beautiful. It looks, it coordinates well with Tim Holtz blue palette fabric. And she came out with this freebie the other day of these little tags. And I'm going to show you what I made with it. You can go to Cara Creations YouTube channel, and this actually is on her Ko-fi channel, the freebie. Coffee shop, I'm not sure how you say that. So this is what I made, this little flip folio. I took the little tags and I combined in some of the blue palette kit and some Tim Holtz paper dolls and some of the ephemera from Cara's blue palette kit. So it just flips open. This is one of the tag freebies, and this cute little postcard is with the freebie as well. So this just opens up like this. And another little flip. This is from the blue palette kit. This is from the freebie. The bingo card back here is the blue palette kit. And this background of, this is just like a index card, file card. And I actually mixed in some of Cara's yellow palette kit as well, and also the rainbow collage, the yellow from the rainbow collage kit. There's a few pieces of that. And I just made a little pocket here, just added some of the ephemera from the kit. This is from the blue palette kit. And this tag is from the blue palette kit. I kind of cut it into a ticket shape. This is from the blue palette kit. This is from the freebie, this tag. And I made a little side pocket here. And this is from Cara's rainbow kit. That's the yellow from the kit. And then I just kind of collaged some of the papers, my scraps, on the back. And I actually put two pockets in here. A second pocket, just a little postcard that was from, I believe this is from, I think it's from the rainbow kit, the yellow rainbow kit. Put that in there. And then this is from the blue palette kit, this background here. This is from the yellow, or this might be from the rainbow kit. And then some Tim Holtz paper dolls. This beautiful paper and this beautiful teacup. And this little advertisement ephemera pieces from the blue palette kit. And this is from the blue palette kit as well. This little beautiful butterfly, and this yellow with the music paper is from, was on one of the collage papers from the rainbow kit. And then this is also from the blue palette kit, this little ephemera piece. This is a Tim Holtz. This was a tag that was in the rainbow yellow collage sheet. And Tim Holtz ephemera. This is from the yellow palette kit. And then this background's from the blue palette kit. And then this beautiful tickets. I love all the tickets together. This is from the blue palette kit too. So I'm going to show you how to build the base of this, because I wanted to use this kit twice because I love it. I think it coordinates well with yellow, her yellow palette kit, and also the orange palette kit. But before I do that, I was just going to show you, I started on, Cara has another freebie. She did all of these master boards that she stamped and did all this fabulous inking on, and so she made it, it's like a 15-page freebie. This is as far as I've gotten with it so far. She made like a little folio with it, but I thought, oh, I'm gonna make some little tags, and then I added some gold leafing because it just looked to me like it needed the gold leafing. So that's a work in progress. And then I was messing around. And this is her Halloween palette kit. And I mixed it in with one of her older Halloween kits that has more of the vintage. I'm not into the scary, wicked, evil spell stuff, but I do like the orange and the blacks, and I do like the cute little vintage ephemera and looks and stuff. So this is actually in the palette kit, this tag. I actually took file folder, like this is really sturdy because I took file folders and cut them down into tag shapes. This is actually from Tim Holtz fabric. And that's the palette kit. This too, these, I think this is kind of pretty, all these moss. And then cute little ephemera. This, I believe, is from an older kit, but it's, you know, it's got that cute little vintage girl and pumpkin. But look at these pretty, like, blacks and oranges. And that's, I think it's a Halloween tag kit that she has. All these cute little vintage looking. In fact, this is from the palette, or from the Halloween palette kit, but this, the bats, and this tag is from her Halloween tags, and this is from the current Halloween palette kit. This is just a little journal spot I added in there, and this pretty checker paper, kind of vintagey. You know, I was just messing around, and I started putting these are like file folder dividers, and I think you can get them from the Dollar Tree store, and I just thought, oh, I'm just gonna make this little flippy thing. So this is what it became. And this is, I think these are from an older kit. This pumpkin is just a little journal spot. This is the new one. This is a new one. Bat Seminary. That's cute. And this is an old one, but I love this like little vintage. I cut it out twice. The little banner and then this little tag, and I just kind of layered them up. Same thing over here. And this, I just made this little flippy journal spot. So there's that, isn't that cute? So let me show you how I made the other little tag book. It's really easy. So I cut out like a file folder. I like traced the tags on like a file folder just to make it a little more sturdy. And then, I mean, these are just connected together with little 1-inch hinges that I just scored at 1 inch. I scored it 1/2 inch. So they're 1 inch, and I scored it 1/2 inch. And the length is just based on however long the pages that you're trying to, trying to hook. So like this first page, we don't need a hinge. Let me glue this down. And I'm going to go back and ink the edges afterwards because I want to make sure I cover like the edges. And then in order to connect the next page, I'm going to have this go the same way, where instead of being facing up, I'm going to have it face to the side like I did with this one, just to help it have kind of like a closure. And so on the back, this is just going to be our little hinge to connect the next page. So I'm just going to put a little glue here and just kind of line this up along the edge there. Burnish that down. And then I'm gonna, now you can put the tabs on top, or you can put them, you know, like I'm putting, where then the next paper that goes on hides it. And I actually have another page for this. I'm sure I'll run into it, but I wanted this one, but then I realized I cut it out upside down. So I know that I have another one somewhere. So I'm gonna wait for that one. So then our next tag, just gonna glue this, connect our little tab. And let's see, this one is not gonna be sideways. This one's gonna be up. So I'm just gonna, actually I'm gonna line this along the center here. Kind of along the center there, like that. And then I'm gonna put this tag on. This is really just, it's a really easy, fast, easy project, but I think these little, I'm a little bit hooked on these tag flippy things that I've been making lately. I just, that and covering the file folders and making folios out of those, I think are just fun. It's fun to come up with new stuff. Okay, and then on this back, before I put my back piece on, which is from, this is from, I believe, this is not the orange palette kit, but the rainbow collage kit that she has, and this is the orange from that. So, let me see. I'm going to just line this up here. I didn't print double-sided, so I just inked along the back. You end up not really seeing it anyways, so. Then this is going to go on the back. So if you want your hinges to show, you can just glue them on top. It's totally fine. I mean, it's whatever, you know, kind of look you like. The other one that I showed you already that I did first, I created like a little bit of a spine with each hinge, and I ended up, I did not like how it looked. So I like took it, the whole thing apart, but instead of trashing it, I'm like, I'm just gonna print the tags again and cover it again. So it is extra sturdy and durable. This is not lining up well. What is the problem here? More time. So Cara Brandon Creations has a Ko-fi shop, and she also has an Etsy store where you can find her gorgeous, gorgeous kits. I think she's getting ready to come out with the indigo. I have a project with the Christmas palette kit too that's really pretty. You haven't seen that. And the next one is another tag shape. Let's put a little glue along our hinge. Probably more glue than I need. And I just kind of line the rest of these tags up along the bottom. It's only the first one I kind of just put a little bit in the center. Cut this. kind of just trace the tags out around my, you know, my base. And this is another one of the freebies. I love this page. This is so pretty. Cara also has a Facebook page called Cara, Brandon, and Friends. It's a great place to get some inspiration and post your projects so you can inspire others. Okay. And then the next hinge. You see how that's coming together? Super easy. So I just have it not even going up all the way to the top of the tag, the little hinge. Just tall enough to, you know, build a good base. This is from that orange, the rainbow collage kit. I think both the yellow kit and the orange palette kit just looks so good with this blue. Just so pretty. So I couldn't decide, so I wanted to do both. Why not? Why not? And I actually have another project that I'm working on with the blue palette kit, a journal I'm making that I am mixing in one of her fall kits. I just love it. I worked a little bit with it last year. And okay, this, move this on. Yeah, it's an old fall kit. I can't recall the name right now, but it has, of course, some cute deer and cute squirrels. And it has like a little bit of blue and kind of some orange in it already. And I thought, oh, this just looks so good with this blue palette kit. So on this tag, I'm creating a side pocket. So I cut my notch out already. So we want to leave this side free of glue, except for that little angled piece. You can put glue along there. This is just so that we have a little bit of a side pocket. I know I didn't get this tag long enough when I cut it, but I left it because I'm going to put this little pocket. This is from the orange palette kit. It's so pretty. I love the orange kit. Just going to cover that up. That gives us a little pocket there. And then this is going to end up being on the back, and I just, again, I didn't print double-sided, but I didn't want the white to show, so I just glued a little piece there. You want to see that a little bit, but I'll ink over that. Okay, I need my next hinge first before I put that piece on. There it is. Still haven't ran into the little orange tag piece. I did these, what's it called, the festive stamp timber Simon Says stamp live with Tim Holtz class today. So my craft table's a bit of a disaster because I was moving everything around so that I could make room for that. was a fun class. A little out of my comfort zone, but that's okay. Learning something new. This didn't line up very well. Sorry, I'm just going to glue that again really quick. Just paper. Just paper. Okay. And then we're going to glue this on the back. This is also from that orange rainbow kit. Oops. Put a little bit, but I don't want it. I've got that little notch cut out on the other side, so. Should probably use Fabri-Tac with this. You get a little bit more wiggle room with Fabri-Tac. And then this next is just like one of these like Dollar Tree index cards. It's really thin, but once we put paper on both sides, it'll be fine. Just line that up along the edge there. Oops. There we go. And I made a pocket for this one too. This is from that blue palette kit. I love the tickets. I think they're so pretty. And that's, it's running out of paper, so a pocket. And this was on part of the rainbow collage kit. I love those collage kits because, the collage papers, because, well, one, because they're just so pretty, but also because you can just cut out like a section of it. Like, oh, I really want this piece, or, oops. So that's a little pocket right there. Don't want these too close. And this is gonna go on the back. This is from the blue palette kit. Little bingo card. Oh, before I do that, I need to put my next hinge on. Okay. That's right. Okay. Don't forget your hinges. It's only the last, when you come to the last page, you don't need a hinge on that last page, right? Because you're not hinging it to anything. And on this other, this one that I made, I used that distressed ink, the Broken China. I mean, I typically use vintage photo, but I just thought it looked pretty with the Broken China. A little more blue. Okay, so then our next one, this is one of these file folders that I cut down a little bit. And you know, the thing is about the measurements, it's just like whatever you have, you know, like you may have, they're usually this big. So I just cut it down because I thought this looked too big. So that's why I cut it down smaller. Yeah, so whatever you have in your stash, you know, index cards are perfect for something like this too. And even if they don't have the little tabby thing on the end, you can make a tab. There's lots of punches out there, or you know, you can cut one out. Okay, and then I'm gonna put this page. This is from the Blue Palette Kits. Oh wait, is it this one? Does this one go on the back? This one goes on, no. Where am I? Did I glue this on upside down? That's like that. I think I put my hinge on wrong. Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, because I think this went like this. No? Well, I guess my paper's going to be upside down, so. Oh, God. Have I told you that I'm a little bit directionally challenged? I swear I paid attention when I cut everything out, but, you know, that's what ephemera and stuff's for, right? This is from the Blue Palette Kit. I like this page too. It's so pretty. I was inking on the back. Actually, I was using distressed, the crayons, because I was coloring some of the paper dolls in, and I needed a background paper, and so it's good. It's still good. Can't see it. I was going to put pockets back here. Which page? It was on that page. Make sure I have these ones right. Yeah, this one's right. Okay. Last hinge. Trying to get my hinge the right, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I just lined up, I cut out my 1-inch strips, and then I just lined them up along each of these little folders or tags, and then just cut off the end, you know, cut off the length of it so I don't really have measurements other than the tabs are 1 inch. And scored in the center. Let's put our upside down paper. See, it's supposed to go like that, but we're going to put it in upside down. the one I just gonna put a pocket on. Maybe, yeah. Isn't that pretty? That's from the blue palette kit too. So I'm gonna put this pocket on. Yeah, by the time it gets stuff in here, you won't even know, right? What's a little upside down script writing? Oops. Yeah, so if you guys want this kit, it's on Cara's Etsy store. And then the freebies, the free tags, and her masterboard kit is on her Ko-fi shop. Okay, and our last little file tab. Oh, I glued it on already. I'm just trying to like separate the paper. That's right, because there's not another tab, that's why. Okay. This on. This is also from the blue palette kit. It's pretty stamps. Right here. A little bit of a pocket. See, it didn't run into my tag, my other orange tag. It's probably on the floor somewhere. I'll find it. Okay, isn't that pretty? That page is so pretty. Why is it so not paper sticking out so much? Did I get that off on my measurement? I guess I did. It's okay. Cut along the edge there. Yeah, isn't that cute? So this just flips like this. Little side pocket here, pocket here, pocket here, pocket here, pocket here. And then what I did for the edge is I only put it up to, I didn't put it all the way, I didn't cover the entire spine, I just covered part of it. And this is actually maybe wider than I need. It is. I scored it 1/4 of an inch. This is the, like, I cut it at 1 3/4 by 4, but I can see that's too wide now that I'm holding it up. I'm not quite sure what I was thinking. So that's like that. Let me bring my pen in. And I've got a little scoreboard here. Don't know where my, I'm gonna just use this. So you could just put some fabric around your spine, or you could put some lace. Numbers are going to be upside down, but oh, let's do it the other way. And you can also curve it if you wanted to. Get kind of a curve. Oh, there we go. Okay. So let's just cut it right there. Just going to eyeball it. This way. And then I ended up cutting so that this tab didn't tear here when it opened, so I just cut it. And I might come back and put, I have some of the Tim Holtz. I didn't get the blue fabric, but I do have the orange. So I might put, so it just kind of puts a little bit of a spine on there. So I'm going to decorate this off camera so that you're not sitting here all night watching me decorate, because I do take forever to embellish. You'll be able to see the finished project all embellished on my Instagram page at Daily Dose of Happiness, and I'll also post it in Cara Brandon and Friends on Facebook. So there you go, friends. If you buy these kits and if you make this project, let me know. Tag me on Instagram. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.